The death of hope had devastated the country. No pestilence nor famine or state of war had ever been so fatal before, not as fatal as the death of hope. Idle-handed prayer was its avatar, watching, waiting, debating, constantly baiting, frequently mistaking the things that we thought we were creating. Well, this is the occasion of explaining what we are containing. A conversation is what we're having. An observation is what we're having. A deeper contemplation, is that what we're having? The fulfillment of an unexpected expectation, well, that's worth having. To be told or to never know, the death of hope continues to grow, as dissolution was its wholesome open arms, and delusion and self-deception the sound of its alarms. Though the heartfelt stench of loss and despair filled the air, heavy is the sorrow we all do bear, on our sleeves, on our feet, on our furthest reach, knowing a point of no return, learning something that can't be unlearned by those who do not retreat. Please retreat, how we still can. But we'll be teaching our teachers that which teaches us to teach ourselves, to live and fight another day. For the death of hope does not allow requests for help. It will insist we suffer from the unseen and the unfelt until we come to know that which we are not being told. The noble seats that held their thrones remained unaware that the death of hope was lurking somewhere way out there. They're too busy having fun. Suddenly, a strong and lofty cost weighed the heavy on the peace of an ever-impending frost that was picking up in the breeze and tossing the gates aside with ease. The death of hope had cameras and sat silently in the irony of all that had ever come to be. The provisions were generous with the nobles, and the music was pleasant with the nobles. All was in good faith with the nobles, for as long as there was cake with the nobles. Several months had passed, and each room in the place had hosted its own special little dance, though the dancers were exhausted, and so now the death of hope swept in like a lance. The sharp piercing blow of realizing they had all been enveloped in the unknown swallowed them whole, hues and all. Every guest was arrested by the cardiac investment of their own personal interests, focused on the bizarre audio-digital appearance of this beast. For it was dressed with the best possible outlook on a life it could never live. Amazing. The guests thought to indulge in a test against their own best sense of things, attempting to see what the appearance of such a bizarre creature as this could mean for society. Progress, perhaps profits, maybe. As they came close to the robed figure, they could feel it radiating in despair like a wounded animal. Its form trembled as if waiting for deliverance. Could this be an embodiment of forgiveness? Oh, forgiveness? Everyone wondered, was this a gift? It was as if they had become innocent again. Was this what it was like to be forgiven? To be renewed by listening and following through with what they have been thinking. And then it was revealed, the cold blue steel of a darkened, heartfelt seal glistening in the green-lit neon glow of what seemed to be a new deal. But before they could think to read about how they might feel, the light behind their eyes had already signed along the dotted lines. As fast as these words had been heard, everyone present was set to be divined. Divination, awakened with the sensitivities stemming from their minds, an invitation. The death of hope was qualifying their time. Paid by the hour, I see. The ghostly figure proceeded to examine their deeds, since clearly everyone had already agreed. Working with your hands to make ends meet, I see. The robed figure was loosening up. Playing with yourself, asking others to provide you with more help, I see. The trembling movements of the robed figure had come to a steady push. Compensated for an injury caused by a lack of continuity, I see. The ghastly appearance had solidified itself in full form, crafting paths between the last breath of an ever-impending sense of death. I see. The bizarre audio-digital assignments had become literal values objectively orientated right before their very eyes. "Come," the figure says, "bring me your broken, hungry, tired, overworked depressions. Let me place them in my lantern of despair. Here they may stay, out of your way and in my care, where they shall burn brightly and shine like a trophy held in the midnight air." Everyone felt seen. Everyone felt heard. And it all made sense. But one guest was uncertain. So they asked a question. They asked a question. "Excuse me, Mr. Audio Digital Self-Talk Feedback Wizard, but I was wondering, in all of this wonder that you bring, what is it that you regret in this life that we're living?" The good question settled in, and the bizarre figure was taken by surprise. "I see you are excusing yourself, and that is polite, though I also see you are rudely interrupting me, which is not so nice. However, I should be so lucky to meet someone like you who would think to approach someone like me with such a deep personal sense of self-aware bravery. And of course, I wouldn't want to mistake that bravery for stupidity, so I should first ask, how much do you really know about your own personal identity?" The guest smirked. "I know enough about myself to realize that you aren't answering my question, and that is a bit upsetting. Perhaps I should ask again. What is it that you regret most about the way in which we are all now living?" The brave guests continued to quest for some perceptive respect assigned to them before they were released of this pain from the deep sacred reaches of their minds. He wasn't going to let go until he knew for sure that everyone would know. And the robed figure spoke with the diplomatic finesse of a national statesman. "Fine, your spirit is keen, and you are aware enough to handle this kind of stuff, so instead of boring you with some long-form brainstorm, allow me to show you, streamed live on a televised screen, suggesting this is a chance for us to be redeemed." Be redeemed? "Ah, yes, my regret, he says, is a debt owed to those who know something they've been told but cannot let go. The regression is a process, and your confession is the object to which I am reorientating the subjectively disorientated innovations related to one's greatest connotation beyond a need for context." Need that. "In the breath of my regrets, as I have many regrets, I regret most of all my profession, and the role I played in every noble election, for you see, I have come to now handle this correction as I attempt to make a respectful return to all you fine noble people for my overdue collection." The guests had seen more than they had bargained for, but they survived with just enough light behind their eyes to know this was the death of hope, and now it was acknowledged, and the presence of the distress which possessed them was hope's last breath, which was the fifth wind, just wishing to be blessed. Now dreaming of new meanings behind the reasons we've come to lay to rest, leaving but a trail of dust for the broom of many colors